I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. For the Brooklyn Nets, they come into tonight's game after losing to the Trailblazers in Portland. And that does your confidence, guys, no favor. They got manhandled in that one. It wasn't pretty.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively in that one. Gave up way too many easy shots.
And, you know, that's all about effort, and I'm sure their coach let them have it for the lack thereof. You have to love the unselfishness on display there. Excellent passing.
And Joe Harris, the lethal shooter, he can also be a threat in the pick-and-roll game.
Yeah, Harris does a great job reading what a defense is giving. He's more than just a catch-and-shoot type of player. Harris can hit shots on the move and isn't afraid to go at defenders.
And the Wizards with possession. It's a three-point game.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Back to Beal. Nice ball movement by Washington. And Westbrook, here we go. That one falls.
Only one miss in the first 5 attempts, clearly feeling it. Well, you know, I did not think I'd ever see a player equal Oscar Robertson's triple-double average for a season, which the Big O did back in '62. Then along came Russell Westbrook. Another level. Did it for 3 straight seasons, making an indelible mark in the history books.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence. And last season, Westbrook passing the great Magic Johnson for second all-time in career triple-doubles. Does he catch Oscar Robertson with 181?
I think he does, Greg. I think he's got a chance anyway, I should say that. Just to be in the conversation speaks volumes to all you need to know about Russell Westbrook's greatness.
The drive by KD. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Well, I love the speed that Durant has. I mean, fantastic at slashing into the paint and scoring right at the rim. That length of stride of his and his speed, lethal combination.
Pass to Brown. Shoots a 3. That will not get it done. He's 0 for 2. He gets it in there. Westbrook's got 7 points in the game.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Stolen by Durant. For 3, Harris. Nope, not that time. Nothing for 2 from the field. Pass to Hachimura. To the paint. Here's Len. And the dunk by Len.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalries. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
It's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team. Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
And again, Washington running the court in transition.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Nets trail by 13. Here's Irving. Pass to KD. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers to ever play. Not the most prolific scorer, but perhaps the most talented. He's dangerous from any part of the floor.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
Pass to Gafford. To the middle. Bertans can't get it to go.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
And the rejection by Smith.
And even though he's not the biggest guy on the court, Smith can certainly get up and send shots back on occasion. I mean, shooters need to make sure they don't take him lightly on defense.
Three-pointer. But they'll get another chance. Urginus. And so it's Washington. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Washington.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
Here's Bertans following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Good on the shot.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They trail by 11. Count it.
Hey, the skills of Kyrie are obvious, but what isn't so obvious is his underestimated strength.
Now here's Westbrook. He has 7. They grab their own miss. Wizards passing it around. It's stolen by Green. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we all know that there are some people who dislike James Harden's style of play. They're bored watching him shoot free throws. He said, "I see how teams guard me and find ways to exploit it. I just outthink the game, and I'm faulted for it." Kevin, that may be, but it's hard to argue with the results. Back to you.
You're right, one of the top scorers in league history, David. Thanks for that report. Neto with the bucket.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Drills it from outside.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Here's Westbrook. And then jammed down as he goes right over DeAndre Jordan.
Boy, that time Russell Westbrook going for the spectacular with a little extra pizzazz.
Well, you can be the judge of if it's fair or not, but Kyrie Irving has earned himself the reputation of being moody, to say the least.
Yeah, you know, sometimes that sword cuts both ways. Sometimes it's the players, sometimes it's the media, and the media's perception. It's a combination of the two. Clearly, Kyrie can sometimes go off on tangents and come from left field in interviews. I mean, he's not the only player, present or past, that's been guilty of that. One thing you can't deny, though, is this guy loves the game. And it's a matter of continuing to mature and grow as a leader. So I say give him more time, and he'll refine himself in that area.
Lets the three fly. Second shot opportunity. He gets that one.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Here's Beal. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
Can't let Beal get that comfortable because he's so efficient once he gets in that area.
Wizards leading by 11. Here's Beal. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And, you know, we often talk about Beal's skill set and his finesse. He can play a very physical game as well, Greg.
He doesn't have a choice. I mean, he had 4 brothers who all played football in college, so he kind of grew up around the physicality. And you can also tell Bill's taking his strength and conditioning seriously, especially after having the lower body injury issues earlier in his career.
Here we go, one-on-one. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And Hachimura's given name, Rui, means fortress in Japanese, and that's what he looks like out there. He's worked hard in the weight room, sports a solid frame with a terrific core and that great lower body strength.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And you combine Hachimura's power with that 7'2" wingspan, Greg. He's physically built to succeed in a positionless NBA.
And add to that, Kevin, he's got solid athleticism along with a versatile skill set. Hachimura still needs to work on creating off the dribble, shooting the jump shot with consistency, but with his work ethic, there's a good chance he turns those into strength.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Durant. 8 points for him. Shoots over Hachimura. Jordan. Outside for Durant. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan.
You know, sometimes you just assume this shot is falling before it goes in. Durant's outside jumper is that deadly. Man, what a pass that was there. He really, really relishes making the game easier for his teammates.
And for the ball out of bounds, Jordan touched it last. Both teams will make substitutions. And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Wizards. And this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
And they won the season series last year, trying to continue those winning ways this time around.
And you look at it, 2 middle-of-the-pack teams. They both need every win they can get as they try to ensure they get into the playoffs and maybe even get a decent seed.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
Got it off in time. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed. But it's always existed. And the reality is this. You become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is. And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Drops in the tray.
There is no limit to where Durant can shoot from, which is what makes him really dangerous when he's got the ball in his hands.
On deep. Neto.
Ugh, ugly start. Second half, they've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
You know, he's not just a spot-up shooter, guys. Joe Harris can score off the dribble, too.
Wizards leading by 7. Westbrook drives in. Yep, that one goes in there. Westbrook's got 11 points.
And they get one. Now 1 of 5 here in the third.
Jordan. 2 points. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
You know, with Harris, if you're open, he's going to make sure he finds you.
Pass to Beal. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And stolen by Jordan. Stolen by Westbrook. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
On the wing, Harris. The Nets working the ball around now. Buries the corner 3. And now it's just a 4-point Washington lead.
This isn't a tough case to crack. If they want to put an end to this run, they'll need to start getting back on D.
And the dunk by Hachimura.
And that's impressive mobility there. Hachimura is tough to stay with given how quick he rolls in these sets.
That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Here's Irving. Second chance effort. He lays it in. 17 points in the game.
Continuing to show activity on the offensive glass. Second chance buckets have been huge.
Yeah, they certainly have been. You'd like to knock down that first one, but if you don't, then the second shot is the next best thing.
Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Irving's got 19 points.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And that one's good. Hachimura.
And we know Hachimura has a confident personality. You see it there with the rise and fire approach. Nice.
He does not lack for confidence. And he shouldn't. I mean, this guy is a dangerous scorer.
Washington calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Now here is Harris. 9 points in the game so far.
KD is so good at drawing contact. You might remember now they changed the rules on that rip move that he perfected.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Wizards.
When they've had a chance to attack the basket at any point in this game, they've taken advantage.
You know, they're taking care of business in the paint, too. Those are valuable points they've been getting down low.
Here's Westbrook. It's blocked. And Green now, top of the key. For the lead. And KD finishes inside. Durant's got the lead up to 1 now for the Nets.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
The Wizards have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
And guys, you know what? That's made things hard for them in a lot of their games. I mean, that inability to convert their chances at the free throw line.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
It's blocked. Launches a three. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Now it's a 4-point Nets lead. And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for Brooklyn. We witnessed him to...
I want all the bags, I want all the bags.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one.
Never fall off, I just fall back.
And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for Washington. Up next for them is the Pacers in Indianapolis. Pass to Beal. Kyrie Irving grabs the miss. Brooklyn leading by 4. From past the arc. Kevin Durant again from deep. KD's got 18 points now here in the second half. Here's Beal.
And the ability of Beal to just wear out the defense. At times, you almost have to foul him to stop him.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Nets.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
Well, it's been a super performance from beyond the arc, too. I mean, they've been raining in those threes.
That shot a little beyond his normal range. And the Nets lead by 8.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
You can feel the sense of urgency they have to get this thing closed out as soon as possible.
Here's Green. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. They get Russell Westbrook.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor. And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
And the dunk by Len.
And we continue to see Beal improve as a playmaker. Beautiful pass there.
And that one's good, Irving. Irving's got 21.
It seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
Hey, I don't know if it was changing baskets or what, guys, but they clearly look a lot better offensively.
Westbrook. That's good again. His 7th basket. 7 for 10 from the floor.
Boy, it's been a great game thus far for Westbrook, and he's not done yet. Never satisfied, always pushing the envelope.
First free throw is good. Both free throws good for Irving.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
And Westbrook, here we go. And Jordan sends it back.
When Jordan comes to deny a shot, his size and reach give him a big advantage.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Len. And he drops it in from the low post. Len's got 4 points now in the quarter. The wide open look for Durant. And a miss there on the triple. Wizards trailed by 5. And Westbrook throws it down.
What do you expect from Westbrook coming up big in the biggest moment?
And so it's Brooklyn with it. Pass to Irving. Back to Durant. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The drive by Beal. And Durant sends it back.
That extraordinary reach combined with good timing makes Durant a real threat as a shot blocker.
And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
He was able to listen in on what Scott Brooks had to say to his team. He said, look, you guys are playing physical, and I like that, but it has to be under control. We've committed way too many fouls. We've allowed way too many foul shots. Kevin?
And he ends up missing both free throws. Wizards trailed by 3. Here's Neto. Some solid defense from Harris. Here's KD. Timeout called, the Nets. They're up by 3. 1:21 left in the fourth quarter. Left in the fourth quarter. Nobody near Irving. Good, and Harris gets the assist. Irving's got 26.
You know, that goes back, I think, to playing with LeBron in their Cleveland days. Kyrie learned how to operate without the ball some.
One thing you can say about Hachimura, he is not afraid of the challenge.
Drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
I don't know if there's a player in the league that has better handles than Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, his handles are as good as any I've seen in the history of the game. Smooth, crafty, cunning. Man, it is so much a joy to watch this guy do his thing. A great assist. Nice work from Russell Westbrook.
And they needed that free throw to fall, and he knew it. Huge shot to make it a one-possession game.
Irving. Land with the block. Lobbed up there for Westbrook. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Back to Harris. The Nets working the ball around now. KD looking around. Clock at 6. Shot from the wing. Goes back up. Money!
Timeout. Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
Yeah, I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. They're down by 5. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
Yeah, and they need it hiccup fast. I mean, they'll be drawing up a quick hitter in the huddle here, no doubt.
And so it's Brooklyn with the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg.